When you're giving a blowjob with morning breath,
He's not gonna smell it. I just changed into a G-string and I was like walking around home naked, and he was like, and I'm like, yeah. A loud fart that doesn't smell during sex, or consistent silent farts that smell of hummus. Probably like in the morning time, I'd be like, hey, I'm really feeling it.
We need to buy apples, peanut butter. Ain't no missionary, blah, blah, blah.
Diana, go sit at the bar and give people eyes.
whoever comes to that, like, is not who I want to hook up with.
Hi guys, welcome back to the O Collective Just Like You podcast, where Diana, Winksy, Simone, and Eden, we are starting a series called Let's Get Real to share our stories around the topics that we are often too shy to speak about. Eden, the first question is for you. It's gonna be a warm-up. Sex without showering or sex without brushing your teeth?
Maybe sex without brushing my teeth.
Oh, have you ever done it? Of course you've done it.
Yeah, and I also saw a tip online that if you're giving a blowjob, it's best to not brush your teeth before giving blowjob, because apparently when you brush your teeth, you're gonna open up a lot of like pores inside your mouth. And once you give head, there's a higher chance of bacteria getting into your mouth after you brush your teeth. So I would choose not brushing my teeth and give head.
It's the same as like drinking orange juice. You can't drink orange juice after brushing your teeth either, right?
Why? What happens? Your teeth turn orange?
No, like
No, the taste is really bad.
But also damages the animal, right? Or like when you drink something sour, vinegary.
Oh, acidic.
Yeah. Maybe the sperm does that as well. All right.
But like morning breath is so bad.
Well, you can only choose. It's either brushing your teeth or not showering.
But
not
at least
showering
you
also pretty bad.
Oh, you can just be like,
when you're giving a blowjob with morning breath,
he's not gonna smell it.
You are. So it's like, how do you keep the motivation?
How do you smell your own breath?
When your saliva and everything is like on his dick?
Sorry, it's just gonna go on the dick and go in my vagina. That's it. I'm not gonna smell it. I'm not gonna be like giving him and be like,
I don't know.
All right.
If I'm not showering and I'm not brushing my teeth, like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm not thinking that much.
All right. Diana, no more sex with your partner or no more masturbation?
I would choose no more masturbation, because you can always have your partner and it's a much more deep engagement.
All right. Wings. Sex with someone you love but bad, or sex with someone who is amazing but that you hate?
Number one, because the more you practice, the better it gets.
No, you only have one. You only have one. Like, this is the one-time sex and then you die.
This is one-time sex, then you die. Oh, then the one-time sex that you die. Oh, then number two. If it's prolonged in a longer period, then number one. If I'm gonna die the next day, maybe it's number two.
Eden, sex with a 21-year-old or sex with a 55-year-old?
Maybe a 55-year-old. I've never had sex with a man that's like that much older than me. So maybe I'd give it a try. And he's probably going to be experienced.
Have you had sex with somebody who's like 10 years younger than you are?
Well, I've had sex definitely with a 21-year-old when I was 21-year-old, but I've never been 55-year-old to have sex with a 55-year-old. So be a new experience.
Diana, sex with an Asian or sex with a Caucasian person as an Asian? This one I actually want to hear from everybody here.
Statistically, from my own sampling, I would say Caucasian, but there's a difference between being Asian and Western Asian. Like local Asian and Western Asian is very different. So Western upbringing, I would say, not specific to their ethnicity.
In my life, sex with a Caucasian person, but I would like to try sex with an Asian person.
See, spank or choke?
Spank or choke? Choke.
Eden.
Spank.
Diana.
Spank.
Really?
I love both, but I love a good spank.
Okay.
How hard? 1 to 10.
Oh, 10 for sure. I always ask for harder and I can't because
Yeah.
they respect me too much.
No, I think a lot of people can. Like it's
They
like
need to, you need to like buy this glove with like spikes on it.
Oh
That
no, I
when
don't
they
want that.
snap-
I don't want that.
Eden, sex at IKEA or sex at a crowded beach?
Maybe IKEA. I feel like a crowded beach is just gonna be like packed with kids and get sand up the vagina. Like,
So
Yeah.
realistic.
Oh.
Thinking about the kids, I would just be thinking, what is a nicer place to have sex? I don't even think about the people around me.
but I'm thinking like crowded. When I immediately think of crowded beach, I think of like China Beach,
Like
and
family.
that's not.
IKEA. At least IKEA, you have beds, you have like
Yeah.
closets. It's still
Sand.
kind of anonymous and private, whereas the beach is the beach.
100% IKEA. Like sex on the beach is like the thought of it is really sexy, but the logistics in real life is not.
Sand up your butt.
Just sand
I
everywhere.
did have sex at the beach last month though.
Oh,
And
Thailand.
You love it?
It was nice. I was back in Taiwan and we had a secluded beach. There's literally no one there, and so we just had sex. It was a super quick quickie.
Eden, next one. Talk about feelings or talk about dinner?
Feelings.
Oh,
I love to talk about feelings.
you're so not Asian. Wings.
initially I wanted to say dinner, but I know the right answer is feelings.
It's not about the right answer. It's not about the
I
right
know.
answer.
I know, but when you're sitting at home and you're like, you know, you had a hard day and you have dinner and you're like, oh, talk about feelings or talk about, yeah, no. Then I'm like, oh, dinner is nice. Let's just not talk about feelings now. Let's need to prepare for that moment.
I feel like as an Asian person, you just cannot talk about feelings, but maybe that's just me. Right? Diana.
Dinner.
Last one, Eden. Fart from vagina during sex or your partner farts from their butthole during sex?
Oh, definitely far from vagina. It feels
Wink.
kind of good actually, because you can feel the air coming out. It's like so interesting.
I don't know if it feels good, but
It's
but
like
100% queefing is way better than out of the ass when you're having sex because it's such a natural thing that would happen.
Yeah, but it's like
It's
either
that-
it's you and it might be a new person and then you queef, or it's him or her and that's the other person. So the shame is on them. Like,
but
it's
once
just
I hear a fart, I smell a fart, I'm just turned off immediately.
Yeah.
If I hear a queef, I'm like, yeah, let's go at it. Like, there's
Yeah.
a reason why I'm queefing.
Yeah,
'cause-
I agree. I agree. If
Yeah.
it's like a queef, you're like, oh, okay, because we're like in action creating this air sound, but like a fart is because your own body is letting it out. That has nothing to do with the moment.
And then you probably
one
wonder
person
if,
can be super excited as well. It's just
oh,
like tension leaving the body.
but who farts and still feels sexy afterwards? It's really hard.
So I had this once during, not me, but my partner. He farted during sex and pretended nothing happened. And I'm like, are you gonna pretend nothing happened? And then he started laughing, and I'm like, you really literally just pretended nothing happened. It was a super loud fart. I was like,
Smell
what
it?
the fuck?
Did you smell it?
No, I didn't smell it. It was like no smell fart, but it's like
Oh.
like this really noisy one. And I'm like, I'm just lying there. And like, you just gonna pretend you didn't hear anything, like nothing happened. Yeah, it was quite
Wait,
funny.
I think
Okay,
that's
then
a
I
good
have a
follow-up
question.
Sorry, Eden, go ahead.
Okay, then I have a question to then you guys. A loud fart during sex or a loud fart that doesn't smell during sex, or consistent silent farts that smell of hummus during sex.
Hummus? Why hummus? This is so
I don't know,
particular.
Because I guess like beans, like what you make hummus with, like what are they called?
Chickpeas.
Chickpeas, yeah. Chickpeas are super gaseous and they make you like fart a lot.
But
No,
like one loud
I
one,
want
right?
to level
One.
it more up.
Okay, fine. 3 loud farts that doesn't smell, or 5 silent farts that smell like rotten
Lactose intolerance.
hummus. Which
No,
one will you
Asians
pick?
are lactose intolerant. Okay.
Oh, and he's very hot.
I
Like,
would go
so-
with the loud. I would go with the loud because whoever's doing the fart just cough or grunt really loud so that you like try to overcompensate the flatulent sound.
Like a moan.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Winks?
Easy, number one. Like if you're having sex and it smells like garbage next in the bedroom.
Okay. I have a
What about you,
follow-up
Sam?
question. Oh wait, sorry.
Wait, hold
I
on.
would go for the smell. Like I'm so sensitive to smell. I would actually like totally turn off.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, you would go
for
with the loud fart.
The loud fart. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. If I don't smell it, it's fine, I think. It's okay. It's just hearing. I can get over that.
I have a follow-up. So if you do fart, what do you do? What would you do in that
I would be
situation?
like Winksy's partner, just pretend nothing happened. Like
Winks?
it's in your head. It's not me, it's in your head.
I would also pretend nothing happened. The thing is also with my partner, I asked about it. I told him again after a while, and he couldn't even remember it that he did it. So probably
Oh.
after a while, you just forget about it that it happened.
Eden, what about you?
Selective
I
memory.
think I'll just, I mean, it's not like it's never happened before. I just kind of be like, oh,
Oh.
So it has happened before, Eden. Farting during sex.
Those were the icebreakers. We're now going into a little bit more serious questions. Eden, how to initiate sex?
I don't know. I'm always like, hey.
Why are you so awkward about
Really?
it?
Just move?
Or I've done something this week. I literally just like I came home. I was wearing like the sloppiest clothes, but I came home. I showered and then I changed my underwear. I just changed into a G-string and I was like walking around home naked. And he was like, and I'm like, yeah. Or I would create anticipation. Probably like in the morning time, I'd be like, hey, you know, I'm really feeling it.
Can you say it?
Later tonight.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd say it. And then I think the whole day, then you're kind of thinking about it because you've kind of like mentioned it. And once you said it, you can't pull back because you got to do it.
No, sometimes I say it in the mornings and I just fall asleep in the evenings. That's me.
Night it's gonna happen.
All right. Any others?
I go for the thigh rub, like the upper thigh rub. Like anywhere, like if we're in public, if we're at home, whatever, the upper thigh rub, and then just like slowly getting them hard is like a great way to start. Because once they're hard, they're like, all right, let's go.
How about them initiating sex on you? How would you want to see that?
I also think every day could be different. It could be like, you know, you're making out and then all of a sudden it's like, let's do it. Or like the morning spoon.
Yeah.
Or like,
that's usually a common.
or like, I also really like the striptease.
Oh, they strip.
Like with that music too, like that you're making yourself, not even like turned on. you're
Eden
just
will be
making-
like beatboxing.
Yeah, I also feel like just casual start is like making it fun. It's just like, it's nice. Like making it like, ha, 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 let's do it. And then like you get in bed and then you kind of then slowly get into the mood.
Cute, cute, cute. All right, next one. Winksy, what makes someone good in bed?
Someone who can read the moment and the body language. I feel that's really important because sometimes you also have these moments when you're, for example, with someone that's not so good in bed, like they do things and they're all the wrong things for that moment. It's like, this is not the moment to choke someone, or this is not the moment to have like soft and calm sex. I think it's important that someone can read the moment and read the body language, to me.
Communication.
Ooh,
Yeah.
do it again.
Like just checking in. I think that's like always a good partner is when they're like aware of what's like their surrounding, which is similar to Winksy's response, which is like being like, oh, do you like this? Or what do you want? Because building the confidence within each other to be able to say it out loud. I think the problem is a lot of times the person will ask, but we're too shy to say what we really want in the moment. So confidence in communication.
Though I also notice that sometimes when you say it during sex, it can in the future lead to better sex, but at the moment itself, it's a little bit like, oh.
You're not doing good, and then you're not in the moment anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's like in that situation, then it's like, or at least the way I see it is like up to me to be able to communicate what I want in that moment to them. And that will make them a better partner in that moment too. Like if I just want them to eat me out, then just say it. Don't be shy.
Confidence. I think
Yeah,
confidence.
like a finger up the ass, like just say it.
Next one is for Eden. How have you spiced up your sex life lately?
Maybe like planning, making time, having fun, doing stuff that you both individually like doing. Also just like feeling good about yourself. Like one, you have to work out. Like if one when we both work out, then we're like always on it. We work out, we stretch, we sleep enough, then yeah, our sex life immediately gets like spicier. Planning is more like, oh hey, like you create anticipation. And then yeah, time is like you have to make time up. Like if you have the desire or like you have the motivation to want to do it, then you have to make time out to do it, just like a workout. But again, like not like a workout. Maybe that's also not the right answer. That's more like how to get sex going. Perhaps spicing things up would be more like creating eroticism in life, in our relationship. Like us, because we've been in a relationship for almost 5 years now, it's like we fucking love being close to each other all the time. Like I think we can be glued like 24/7.
Yeah, I've seen
But
that.
we also know that, yeah, but
Had
when
time.
we are so glued, then we need to be like creating that distance. But even for us, it's like just being a few hours apart is like, oh my God, I want to be home and going back to them. So like creating that distance and then coming together again was really nice to help spice things up.
I think for me now, I'm in a long distance relationship.
Since
I
one
think
day, what are you talking?
it's not
No,
it's one day,
how
it's a
long?
month already.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a month already. But I do notice that when you create distance, you get a chance to miss each other. So it creates room to explore, or it creates room to build tension.
Oh, you guys, we all need to have long distance relationships. So just move away from our partners, it seems. What?
No.
No,
has
I
not
just
gone
need
so
like
well
2
for me.
hours. Okay, we're going to the next question. Diana, how do you talk dirty to your partner?
I think because I've probably done more long distance situations than physically together for a very long time, like via text is always such a good way to keep it spicy and like, talk dirty. And also because you don't feel as shy, I think, when you're texting versus when you physically are saying it. But then it also, like, when you text it enough, then you build your own confidence to physically be able to say it face to face. So I think it's like always really good to drop little like eggs, like even if you're not long distance, to be honest, just like throughout the day, if you're just like, fuck, I really want you to fuck me right now, or like, I'm so wet waiting for you, like that type of buildup is always like a really good way of talking dirty.
Eden, what is the dirtiest text that you've sent your partner?
I guess I can't wait for you to come on my face.
Pretty good.
Nice.
Solid 7.
Right?
Winksy, this one is for you. How do you talk to your partner about sexual desires?
Through text. Exactly what Diana says, less shame when you do it through text.
I also think it's a really good way if you guys have like a shared like diary or just like notes that you guys can both of you can see and just list out the things you both want to do. Then you can have like your hard no's and your yeses, and then slowly it's like seated in your minds now. So you're like all preparing. You don't have to plan for when it happens, but at least it's like in your mind and it's there and you can do it whenever, and it's
that we have an Excel list for everything, literally everything. I have a to-do app, the groceries, our future kids' names, what hobbies we need to do together. I've never put like my desires in there, but there should be a header of this is what we're gonna do this weekend, and then I'm just gonna list out like 5 bullet points in there.
But you don't have to give yourself a timeline. I think that creates, or only if it works for you.
There's no
Create
timeline.
like pressure. Yeah.
That's
Like
a good one.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think you
yeah.
know what makes Simona turned on? What is the most played or most used sex position, most searched sex position? And then leverage that and have her input the highly used sex position on the to-dos for
Isn't
the
that just
month.
a missionary? The most used sex position?
I
That's
don't
so
know,
boring.
maybe
Then.
doggy. I
Mm.
don't know. I'm just thinking about how you normally operate. What turns you on? These are the highly searched topics.
Top keywords. Top keywords.
Keywords.
On
Imagine-
SEO, we see that people are looking for missionaries. So I'm gonna do missionary today.
Missionary.
I can already imagine him going into that app saying, "Oh, we need to buy apples, peanut butter, ain't no missionary, blah blah blah." blah."
Yeah.
And maybe KPIs. I think that will also be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yes, I love
what's
some.
the KPI of the week? Squirt.
Let's have a CFE together, Edgar, after our sex session. Love
Yeah, I
it.
think the laundry
It's already
list-
getting me turned on right now. Maybe I can make an
Yeah,
Excel list
whoa.
about this.
Yeah.
This is a question I think just for you all, whoever comes up with an answer. What are signs that a relationship is unhealthy?
I think when they're just making you feel crazy. That's like my stopping point, actually. And probably something that I also still need to work through is like, if they're just like making me so crazy and not be nice and putting more stress than they are making me happy, then I feel like that's really unhealthy. For me, like also it's about I let so many things go. So it's for me to define like better boundaries, because when boundaries are pushed, like things become very, very unhealthy in the relationship.
I have a question. Where do you draw the boundary between you making yourself crazy versus actually them making you crazy? Because sometimes I confuse myself. Sometimes it's just in my own head and I know it, but then I make it feel like I'm almost like gaslighting them that they're making me crazy.
Right. I don't know. That's like a very tough question because
Isn't
don't
it
know.
just the feeling that you get, that the feeling that you're getting, that you think it's crazy, that they're making you crazy. If you already have this feeling, it means that okay, they're not giving you the comforted feeling.
Mhm.
Yes and no, because sometimes I also feel like it can also be in your own head. Like
that
someone can be giving
okay?
you a lot of comfort, but you don't perceive it that way, or in your head you think differently about it. I think it's not an easy question to answer.
Yeah.
Any other signs that you think indicate a relationship is unhealthy?
Well, there's secrets, a lot of secrets, I guess. Like things that
Mhm.
you feel like you're keeping to yourself, or you feel like your partner is keeping to themselves and feel like they cannot communicate with you, then I feel like that's unhealthy.
Yeah.
I listened to a podcast yesterday, and it was about some coaching podcast, and there was a woman saying that she really wanted to do something next to her job, or actually just quit her job, but her partner didn't let her, or he said, "You should stay home and take care of the kids. I think that's better." And the woman respecting that, she felt that that was showing respect towards her partner. You don't go out just doing something that you like. You take your partner's opinion into consideration. So eventually she didn't do anything. She didn't do the thing that she wanted to. But I think that's a sign of an unhealthy relationship. Because you could pose the question the other way around. Like, is he not doing anything that you don't like? And probably that's a no. Is he like every Saturday going out with his friends, or at the golf court? Or if you
But-
don't like it, does he not do it?
So they were saying because they think it's unhealthy if they let their partner do something that they don't like, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's not a
Yeah. Yeah, that
to
was
me
my
that's
first
not
response.
unhealthy. If
But
I didn't
apparently
like
there-
doing something but they do, I'd be like, go fucking do it so you don't have to bother me. Because I think that builds like resentment, right? If you're
Yes.
like, oh, I can't do this thing because they don't like it and I can't do it by myself either, then I would be like blaming them for my unhappiness in that moment. I also think one, which I think a lot of people do, and at least for me, I feel like that's a boundary crossed when you're in a very dangerous area. And it's not that you can't come back from it, but when you check each other's phones. when you're like going deep into the phones, checking messages. And it goes back to Eden's like thing about trust and like little lies or whatever, not sharing. I think that's a fine line when you actually start having that behavior.
Have you
Because
ever
it's like trust broken.
have you ever checked your partner's phone?
I have for sure. And that's when I was like, oh, like, what am I doing? Like, this is clearly not okay. In my books, at least that's how I feel. That is like starting to be
I've done it
warnings.
as well with Edgar in the beginning of
Yeah.
the relationship. Like frantically. I would get up at 3 a.m.
Yeah, that's like crazy.
That was in the beginning of a relationship. I didn't even need to put an alarm. I was just so paranoid in my head that I would get up like naturally wake up at 3 and like, okay, it's time to pick up his phone, take his phone, go to the bathroom, and then just like go through the messages.
Wouldn't he wake up?
Nah,
Has he ever caught you?
nah.
Did you
Is he
tell
gonna
him?
know now?
He knows. He knows. Yes,
Oh,
yes, yes.
What did he say?
Well, he gave me reason to. We were doing long distance. It was like in the first year that we just met, and he was doing an internship in South Africa, and I was in Germany. So we're like also super far apart. And then on Facebook, I saw him being with this girl the entire time, and he was like, "Yeah, she has a boyfriend, and we're just friends." And I didn't trust that. I still have resentment towards that girl.
Whoa.
But did anything happen? Did you see anything in the text messages?
No, the texts were like emotional, like you're like in the way of like, oh, you're such a good friend, and we had a really good talk, and blah blah. Nothing that no. I like you guys know
Mhm.
Edgar. You know he's a genuine guy. Like now
Yeah.
if he says we didn't do anything, I believe him. Like the trust is there. Back then, I was just a paranoid bitch, super paranoid,
Mhm.
super paranoid. Like there's no partner where I have not checked their phones off.
Whoa. That is
Nice.
intense. Whoa.
Yeah, coming clean here.
Yeah, that's not, yeah.
No,
so
but
I don't
I do
function
need
that
to
way.
give you the context that my first partner or my first person that I had a relationship, he was a serial serial
Mhm.
cheater. Like
Yeah.
just like every week there would be someone else, and then he just be gaslighting me. No, there's nothing, just you. Like, at the end of the day, I'm here with you, aren't I? That's a
Oh my
sign of
God.
of an unhealthy relationship. He's
Yeah, that's
telling you
like
that,
not a
and then
good.
you're starting to doubt yourself. You're like, oh, but that's true. At the end of the day, he's here. So it doesn't really matter where he's at the rest of the day.
Yes,
No.
yeah, that's
With awareness.
gaslighting 101
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, dated a
Traumatized.
guy like that as well. Fucked up.
Okay, on to the next. We can all think of one nudge for each other. Okay, the three of us, what is the nudge for Diana that we need to check in on with her next week and that she needs to try out this week?
I think Diana just needs to have sex. She hasn't had sex and so
Yeah. I need to like have sex with like a human being, not myself.
Blatantly.
yeah.
Diana, how many
You need
But
to
I
go
don't I
hunting.
don't think but I don't think that should be my nudge, because then that's like I'm just making decisions based on just like checking off the box of it versus like wanting to do it with that person.
Maybe you should go on a few dates.
Yeah, like I
Oh,
think that's a feasible
2
one.
dates at least. Let's
No,
make
that's
it
too
easy.
much.
1 week?
1 week. It's 7 days. What are we talking about? A drink.
We
a
don't
coffee,
have none of us have that much time in general. One is like a
Dana, you
lot.
don't work on IKEA anymore.
just like
Well,
schedule.
and we work at the O Collective every single day till 12 a.m. too.
We give
so.
you no,
Go
Diana,
for
we're giving you it
lunch.
right now. We're giving you the freedom to go out for 2 days, and you put it on your agenda. Dates,
It's not
dates.
really. I don't want to do two. I can do. I will. I think one is like a really hard goal for me already. So I would try to manage this.
1 date it
actually.
is. Okay, cool. We're gonna check in. Well, let me just write this down.
What if I can't like get that person to go out with me?
You
Then
go
you find
stalk
another
them.
Where do you
person.
film?
Yeah,
not
like
one
what if
person.
what if it's no, but not one, but like multiple? What if it's like multiple people
You
and they
keep
just
on
like
hitting it. No, you keep on getting at it. There's a conversion rate. Again, here at Excel, there's a format to it. There's gonna be conversion. Like then you haven't tried hard enough yet. Like like 100 people, 1% conversion rate is one person.
Yeah.
No, but you don't need to approach 100 people. Definitely not.
Or Diana, go sit at the bar and give people eyes.
No, I don't want to do that.
I'm sure someone will just come over and ask,
Or
are you
someone
okay?
at the gym.
Whoever comes to that, like, is not who I want to hook up with.
We haven't put any specifications on who. It's just whoever. Up to you. It doesn't even need to be a date. It's just like, it can also just be a friendly date. It doesn't have to turn out in sex or friendship in sex or relationship. It can also just be like friendship.
Like a
So she's
stranger, you
meeting
mean?
with a friend?
No, not a
Like
friend.
I'm gonna meet with like Matthias next week. Does
I
that
know.
count? Like, does that count? What do you mean?
No, definitely not. Okay.
Are you guys actually meeting?
Yeah. So he texted Diana. He's like, we're both alcoholics, so we need a drink to stay alive. When are we gonna catch up?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Like I'm meeting up with like people. I just don't want to have, it's not like sexual at all. I'm meeting up with like people that are friends.
Okay, just go for one date, a real date then. Something that can lead into something
Yeah.
else. That is
I will
the
put that as
task.
my goal
All
for
right.
now.
Yes. All right. What is the task for Winksy? Winksy now move to
Oh, I know. FaceTime striptease.
with Eden's sound.
something really bad
needs
is
to
in
record
the-
the sound.
Eden, you need to record that song.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
use-
Play in the background.
Can you send a playlist?
It's like so robotic.
We go.
Winksy striptease FaceTime. Okay, we'll report back on it. Eden, what is Eden's nudge for the week?
You guys already you guys already explore so much.
Sex at IKEA.
No. I'm just gonna say no to that. I'm in Thailand. I don't want to get kicked out.
Oh, sex without brushing your teeth.
Blow job without brushing her teeth.
I do that
She
all the
already
time.
does that.
Oh,
That's not
okay.
a task.
Eden, is there anything that you have trouble with?
Maybe I'll try anal again this week.
Nice.
But you give it.
Try
Okay, you give yourself. She gave herself a nudge, but okay. One for me, you guys. I
Sex
don't
in
know.
the park. Vondelpark.
It's so cool outside.
What about you and Edgar do the sex like bucket list and do one of them?
Okay, the sex bucket list, the to-do sex bucket to-do list.
What's the sex bucket to-do list?
It's what just having your notes app and then write down what you like, and then he can do it as well. It's a shared note app, and then we can do it. It's so vanilla.
Oh, I have one. I have one for you. My task for you is to masturbate in front of Edgar and let him watch you.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'll put it on a to-do list. Yeah, I'll put it on to
I'll put it on the bucket list.
masturbate in front
No,
of
you have to do it. You have to do it.
All right. Yeah, well, next week we're reporting back, you guys. So you better be doing tasks. I'll be doing it, I hope.
I'm gonna turn on Tinder right after this just so I can start pulling in data, like pulling in people numbers. Start with 50 or something. So at least I have 7 days to like try to filter down.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Good talking to you.
Good
Have a
luck.
lovely weekend.
Bye-bye. Happy humping.
Love you.
Gonna get my ass ready now.
Oh